What is that? Is that some new setting?
It might be. YouTube's been changing a lot of shit without telling people. We might actually be live now.
What is that? Is that some new setting?
It might be. YouTube's been changing a lot of shit without telling people. Oh, because the preview player is there. Actually be live now?
Okay.
So we are there.
Should be.
Oh, man. All right. Hey, guys. Okay. So this one, for once, this is one that, honestly, we can blame squarely on YouTube and not on us. We were ready to go a good 15 minutes ago, I'd say. YouTube
we were ready to go.
Had some setting that was on there that was like, yeah, it was like, now you have to check on. Oh, the audio's twice. Sorry, let me. How about now? Is that better? On YouTube, we have to click on like create preview stream, and then start streaming, which we've never had to do before. So that's new. I don't know why
it would be required to make a preview stream first, and then actual stream after making the preview stream. I don't know what the point of making that a thing is, but I mean, I'm not the professional here, I guess. So
Jesus. So I feel like I'm so short in this. I think it's just because the camera is so.
What if I just kind of do
all this negative space?
Does that make you feel better? If I get down here,
did we lose our chat already? We've been having so much. No, oh no, we're still there. All right, because YouTube is dumb, obviously. Yeah. So hey, welcome to our July Patreon hangout. It's been the first in 5 months.
Today we have Rick.
I'm Rick,
and I'm Fat Ugly Barry.
That's Blonde Barry,
Blary.
That's what I should have done, is had that. Actually, I could probably play that for anyone who hasn't seen it yet, but I think everybody in here has already seen it by now.
Yeah, if you haven't, just, go to our YouTube page.
Yeah. Have you watched it yet?
Yeah, I watched it today.
Nice. So what'd you think?
I thought it was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so happy with how everything turned out.
I am too. We filmed that 2 nights ago at 10 till midnight.
Yeah.
Like, we snuck onto the Mystic State Reservation.
And
filmed it in a bunch of.
Not like you're not supposed to be there.
Yeah, right? It's a reservation. There's some Mystic State tribe.
It's reserved.
It's reserved for mysticism.
Hey, Tao.
Oh man. So we.
Hi everyone.
Cutting it close. Yeah, we were definitely cutting it close. We tried to do it last weekend, and then stuff fell apart the last second.
It's just tough to get everyone together, man.
Yeah. There was 5 of us,
especially for like live shots and stuff.
Yep, and Sarah was going to join us, but she couldn't make it. She was going to be there as extra hands on deck. Lindsay was on the fence about being able to make it for the actual stuff, though. She's just in there for a quick Rebecca Chambers cameo anyway. Yeah. Sanchez was a potential person to jump in and then didn't make it. So volume is extremely low. All right, yeah, I can fix that. Give me 1 second here.
Could also just be that I talk real low.
That too.
So, Nano, why are you upset? I'm not happy with you being upset. There
we go. Is that better? Hopefully that's better. Your on-screen chat is set to. Oh no. How do I? Oh fuck me. I don't know how to change that on here.
What does that mean? Top chat.
It means that if you swear, that might not make it because it's not live chat. I wonder if there's an easy way for me to. It says youtube.com/live chat question is pop out and V equals. Is there a URL difference? Because that would be really easy to do. If it's not a URL difference, then that'll be trickier. Tao Tokan, are you in the UK or like nearby, like France maybe or Germany?
I think it would be more west because
that's
UK
1, 2, 3, 4
5 hours ahead.
Yeah, and that's 6 hours.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. Yeah.
Does that be like maybe Austria?
Something like that. Oh, Germany.
Germany. Ah, boom, got it. Yeah. All right, sweet. But yeah, we filmed that thing over the course of 2 hours with iPhone lights because we don't have any portable lights. We had flashlights and they were terrible.
The phone lights were better.
Yeah. There was a point where we had CJ in his tactical vest, and we put all of our phones in his various pouches to light the shot of us doing the like, no, don't go, and like all of us standing out there. And my deepest regret was the fact that because we were putting all of our iPhones for flashlight mode into his pockets, we couldn't take a picture of him with all of our iPhones in his pockets.
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah, no, we filmed it over 2 hours. I had to go back and grab Lindsay's shot the following night while I was closing up the editing on that, and then get Dustin's line over the phone. But yeah,
okay, it sounded good, so.
You hadn't even filmed it until. So all right, yeah, actually, so that let's walk through that for a minute, because there were actually three clues.
You can't believe that we were hyping it up.
There were 3 clues for yes, you can absolutely make music. John was showing me something that I think you sent or were otherwise using as inspiration for something, and yes, yeah, I loved it.
Oh, I haven't. He hasn't shown it to me yet. So.
I will show you to that.
God damn
That's
it!
what
No,
I
I
meant.
blame John.
Yeah.
John should have shown that to me.
So
fuck, man?
There were 3 clues in total. The first one was Chris on MP4, which I put up on July 1st.
Yeah.
The reason being, July 1998 was kind of the big core of the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I figured day 1 of July we're gonna put something in there, and I was like, I'm gonna do the logo. So essentially it was the 7 rings was the not D-pad, was the C-pad logo while I was still working on it. Because I figure if I'm gonna use circles as a base, I may as well just have that. And I was like, oh, it's like this nice minimalist version of the C-pad logo. And I did all this video stuff. I looked up a tutorial on how to do realistic video, like warping and stuff like that. Yeah. And there's sound effects in the back. The
only thing you should have done is had the sound, the audio signature have a picture in it.
I was looking that up when I was doing the second video, and I couldn't find a way to do that wasn't like, all right, spend the next 3 days engineering this bizarre tone. Yeah. But so it was a video with all the VHS stuff, and in the background, someone actually noticed this. In the background, I used 3 consecutive tracks of ambient sound from the first Resident Evil game, slowed down to 60% speed.
Yeah.
And someone noticed and recognized it, and I was like, are you fucking serious?
Impressive, to say the least, on that one. There.
Yeah.
The whole 7 circles being the C-pad thing was...
yeah, right.
Why does 7 circles mean the C-pad?
Because it's a minimalist version of the logo.
Was there already a logo for the C-pad?
I was working on it at the time. I was using those as kind of in the same way when you do a lot of people will have oh, here's how you build this, a capital A in this serif font, and it's here's these graphs and circles and all the geometry. I was using those as a basis for it. The same way that for the D-pad logo, I used squares as the basis for that. So I was like, all right, I'll kind of do the same process, and I'll walk through it that way, and I'll be smarter about it. So now I have a saved Photoshop file that's the work in progress, and I've got it saved in a couple places and stuff. Yeah, I nailed myself with something the other day. I don't know.
I thought you had a mole there, because I have a mole here, and I thought we had matching moles, but we don't.
No, I just dinged myself. But so someone noticed, that it was Resident Evil music in the background. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
I was hoping that would be cryptic enough to not be recognizable.
That's pretty crazy to me.
The big giveaway in that clue was for that clue was definitely meant to be Chris.mp4, which is Chris, meaning CJ, whose first name is Chris, and Chris Redfield. Yeah, combining the 2 of those. People did notice that the video was 7 minutes and 18 seconds long.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, which was taken to mean
Superfans will be Superfans. That's true.
Which was taken for the entire time to mean July 18th. Instead of what I was shooting for, which is July 2018. Yeah. So what I did was, on July 18th, this one was probably the least visible. This is
you called Naudible here with the second video.
Yeah.
It's let's put some up on the 18th.
Well, no, because this wasn't even a video yet. This was the second, on July 18th, I put out a tweet. And this was the least visible of all the things. You'd have to really search for it, but there was a tweet that I put out that was... something. It read something like, "Hoo boy, some days the minutes feel like months and the seconds feel like years," and it was standard whatever, Jaden Smithism or something. And I'm like, someone might notice that. Yeah. Someone might pick out that that's a particularly weird, at least for what I usually put out on our Twitter. Yeah. That's right. I changed my username on Twitter to the D-pad and then 7 rings in that same pattern. I think that was on the 2nd. That was more to just kind of keep people going, because some people were like, oh no, they put up a weird video, and this was no, this is a thing.
Final Biscuit knew that tweet meant something.
Yeah? Nice.
Tricky, Ricky.
So we were going to film this thing last weekend.
Yes.
And I was going to
been up a lot earlier.
And I was going to put the video up as soon as possible after that. And I knew it was all right, the ARC date that Resident Evil revolves around is near the end of July. Yeah. I'm gonna look it up after we film it because until we film it doesn't matter. And then we didn't get to film it that weekend. And I'm like, all right, I gotta really plan this stuff out for when this happens. And on Tuesday, the 24th, CJ says, "Oh hey, today is the day." And I'm like, what does that mean? It's like, yeah, in the games, July 24th, 1998 is when all this stuff starts, is when Resident Evil 1 happens.
Oh, where does it say that that's the actual date?
I think it's one of the diary entries or something, or someone in the game mentions it, but July 24th, so I was like, oh, fuck, it would have been so good to have it come out on the 24th. It's like, all right, I got to do something else then. So I put out, I'm not even going to pretend to pronounce it, be like Revint.mp4, so REVINGT. So there's a lot of stuff packed into that one because the first time around, people were like, "Ooh, it's like an ARG," and I'm like, I was just throwing something up to hype it up,
just little clues.
Yeah,
little trail of breadcrumbs to follow.
Yeah. So it wasn't meant to be a huge hype thing. It was more just like, hey, something's gonna happen, and then everyone was like going nuts, and we put up the speculation channel Speculos on the Discord.
I thought it was Speculoos.
Specuwin or Speculoos. But so so the video was like layers upon layers upon layers of stuff. So first, one that people got almost instantly, and it was too easy of a clue. Was the title was RE and then the French word for 20. Yeah. So which was the point, was like, hey, it's Resident Evil 20th anniversary of the event.
Right.
Not the release of the game.
Yeah.
Because that was 96. The second game came out in 98. But it all takes place in 98.
Wait, so Resident Evil takes place in the future?
Yes.
Compared to the date that it was actually released on?
Yes, it does.
That's hilarious. Resident Evil, you silly bitch.
So there was that. There was also, this one wasn't really a clue so much as like a little bonus Easter egg. The same day that video went up, we had I think it was our first Mega Man ZX video.
Yeah,
where we were talking about Vent, the male protagonist of the game.
Oh yeah.
Where we started chatting about how Vent is French for wind, and then we were talking about how like, wait, isn't Vent also 20? It's like, oh, that's Vent, and it's like, and the discourse on Vent and Vent.
Yeah.
So if you switched out the French word for 20 for Vent, it's the French word for wind, so you have REWIND, which I thought was like just a cute little something. Cute little something in there. Grab a microphone and a chair.
All right, fuckers, I'm here.
There we go.
Well, there we go.
So I figured rewind was kind of a neat little extra thing to have in there.
Noise there.
Yeah, I am, friend.
Oh my God, he's gonna fucking. You got it?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
All right. Feel free to move that box or whatever. Because we had it set up already. Yeah.
It's the G-pad.
So,
Gee Willikers, guys, I'm here.
I figured the timing of us. See, now I'm the one that's like risking the tumble down the stairs. I can't go too far back. We're gonna be off camera.
You can't.
You're fine.
There we go.
If you go downstairs, you'll also be off camera.
That's true. So we had the rewind thing as like a little extra. The video was this like weird, trippy spiral thing that eventually fell back, and it was one giant blue ring that it all was surrounded by, which was kind of like the bigger, like, yo, this is connected, in case anyone was like, oh, there's a different thing. The image was never super clear, kind of by design, and I actually had to export the thing like 50 times, because every time I tried to export it, because of how much spiralization was going on, it was going to take like 10 hours to export. And I was like, no.
Why would it take so long? It wasn't a long video.
It wasn't, but the visual effect takes longer and longer to produce because it has to do it geometrically. All right, I'm going to do this while he's doing his thing. That's food. That's his food.
Is that mac and cheese? Mm-hmm. Oh, it looks like little snails.
It is. So the spiral thing happened, and I had to make it like super low res because it was the only way for it to work. But it gave it this nice, like, crunchy sort of feel anyway, which was cool. But the thing that was in the spiral was the number 20, where the 0 was another one of those rings, and the 2 was like a font that looked similar to it, and it had the yellow left arrow from the final logo in there for, again, kind of like 20 back, little thing there. The Japanese symbols, there was kanji for the description.
Oh yeah, you're talking about that.
So there are 12 characters, where I thought that this was a clue that people were going to figure out, and nobody got it. Nobody got it exactly right. Everyone got kind of in the ballpark. So there were 12 characters, and the best thing about Japanese is if you move kanji around, you get this distorted version of the same sentence. It can't really do the same thing with English unless you take whole words.
Right.
And even then, it doesn't really change the meaning. It just changes like, wow, that just sounds dumb.
Yeah.
In Japanese, you can move words around and it will just straight up change the meaning of the sentence sometimes. And so it was 4 characters, 4 characters, and 4 characters, and people were looking at them in order, and it read something like the end, the beginning, excess, or something like that, which is like, all right.
High
and
CPU usage detected. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that's gonna happen. But that was gonna be, so people were fighting. I was like, all right, that's kind of a neat thing to pull out of that, because people were and people kind of correctly applied that to like, oh, Resident Evil 7 we did, and now we're gonna go back to the start of this stuff.
Yeah.
But if you took those 12 characters and started on the top, and then it's gonna be backwards for you guys, so I'll do it this way. If you went in a spiral shape through those 12, then what you get is the sentence, and it translates very cleanly to the end is just the beginning.
Huh.
So both to mean, Resident Evil 7 and then going back to Resident Evil 1, and also, the whole idea of like zombies and shit, where it's like you're dead but you're here.
Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I like it.
And
John likes it.
yeah.
So that's all that matters, really.
And I think that was the last thing that was in there. I'm trying to think if there were any other clues that I had hidden in there. I don't think there were. I think that was the end of them. But yeah, I definitely, in hindsight, I threw out the title Revant.mp4 in rather hastily, because I was like, something's got to go up, and I've got like 5 minutes before midnight. So I threw that in there, and it was like way too easy, and everybody pretty much latched onto it right away. Yeah. The early guess about the 7 rings being the C-pad like floored me, because I was like, oh fuck, it's that obvious. Oh no.
Yeah, you screwed up there.
But yeah, there were people who were looking at like Dragon Balls and Chaos Emeralds and stuff like that, just 7 as an arc number 2, which then got applied to Resident Evil.
Makes a lot of sense.
People were like, oh, there's 7 Resident Evil games. I'm like, fuck, I didn't even mean that one, but sure, yeah, we'll call that part of it. It's Umbrella Chronicles, yeah. John said.
I thought there's a whole bunch of other, like, it's not just set. This one's 7.
Oh, there's a lot more, but like the main series has 7. But yeah, so that's our little micro arg, I guess.
So welcome to the show, the C-pad. You're part of the show.
The C-pad has been born.
Yeah.
Or I guess it's about to be born. We're about to induce labor.
It's about to take form.
Yeah. We're going to record the first episodes of it sometime in the next like week or 2.
Yeah.
We don't have a hard like release date.
You got a weird chalky looking drink there.
Oh dear. Is that a protein thing?
Nope.
Oh, gross.
Sorry, I disappeared to eat off camera for a few. I figured since Rick was telling that story, I had about 2 or 3 hours. So,
you were exactly right.
But I did just watch the video today, and it was really good. Nice job.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
It looked both very professional and very, very unprofessional.
There was someone in the comments.
It's harder to strike balance than people think. Like
it is. Oh my god, yeah.
The
one effect,
professionally unprofessional, I think.
There were a couple pieces that I would have liked a little bit more time to tweak, and obviously shooting it would have been nice to have more light so we could have a bit more kind of room to breathe on that. The one thing I wanted to do for sure that I didn't get around to, because I'm like, it just has to be done, was putting a bit of a gray filter over all of the stuff we shot, because the stuff we shot was crisper than the video footage. In like we had true black.
I think it was frame rate. I think there were different frame rates.
Frame rate might have been a bit different too. Like the video from the game might have been 12 or 18 frames, and we were doing 24.
I was sitting there in my office watching it by myself, and
yeah.
I was just like, frame rate out loud to no one.
I thought about that,
and I was like, fuck. Why
am I talking
to myself?
Because the only way for us to have really been able to manage that, as far as I know, I'm sure in Premiere there's some hidden way to alter the frame rate of a clip, but I would have basically, the easier way, not knowing what that is, would have just been export it, like re-export it as a set of clips at that frame rate, and then use that as the thing. But
yeah, you could also delete like every
other frame.
Well, no, that
or every fourth frame for 18.
If you recorded at 30.
Well, I didn't.
Right?
I recorded to 24.
You recorded 24.
Yeah,
that's even tougher.
I mean, no, if it's 12 frames, then it's just every other frame.
Yeah,
but it
still looks good, and I think it achieved the goal.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I looked great.
Yeah,
hair-wise.
People loved Lindsay's little cameo.
Yeah.
In there with the knowing smile of I wasn't in this intro.
I loved that. That was my favorite part.
Yeah.
Nanocarp, I think. I'm trying to. I can't read the thing from here, but
Nanocarp,
thank you.
yep.
I appreciate that. If you guys see me squinting and looking awkwardly, it's because I can't actually read the chat from where I'm sitting. But I love you all.
I think you need a new prescription, John.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Really?
don't worry, John. I talked to myself too, but it's blurry.
I can read that pretty clearly from
I don't know if you saw Lindsay, but my clear favorite, the game shots, the group end shots. Yeah. I can read it, but not fine. I actually think these glasses aren't right.
Can you read capital letters?
Much easier. Thank you, Oxford.
Everyone type in all caps for John, please.
Yes, there we go. But yeah, Resident Evil should be coming in August. I don't know exactly when, but my guess would be about 2 weeks. I think CJ's planning to come over sometime this week, but like we're already into Tuesday, so who knows?
All right, everyone, we're gonna play a game. Guess what weird chalky liquid this was? Not
Cum.
You can see it.
Was I right?
Chalk suspended in water, actually.
Both of those are close.
Oh God.
I love waiting the 30 seconds of awkwardness while we wait for the chat to catch up.
I'm amazed. I guess I'm not amazed. I am less amazed that we didn't get in any kind of like potential trouble while we were doing that filming
You
with
mean
a
like
bunch of
Lyme
prop
disease
guns.
or getting shot?
Yeah. I am more surprised that we didn't run into any suspicious individuals in the middle of a dark.
We ran into one.
One guy who
There
was just jogging,
some dude
wasn't he?
in the dark,
Just walking.
Like
Yeah.
that's his normal route home. But I also know that is. I know where the other side of that goes. That's not a normal route home. So
No,
I don't know what that guy
he
was
also
doing.
was walking
Maybe
across
he
the
was
bridge
just
at the
going out
end.
for a walk
No,
at
but
night.
like
What's weird about
he
that?
came from the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came from the deeper end of. I don't know what's further in that way. But
It's more reservation. It's
he
like
might have
not,
gone. Maybe went for a walk and then turned around
and
to go
then
back.
got
I
lost
don't know.
and
Or that.
maybe he's just a soul,
And
not
then
an actual
turned up
person.
on 5 people with a bunch of fake guns.
Okay, we got one guess for milk, one guess for I have no idea.
It's definitely not milk. Not person milk.
Yeah, I don't usually drink bottled person
milk
Rick.
for people,
Boob
which is also
milk.
wrong because I'm thinking cow milk, but
You know,
It's cashew milk.
oh, all right, there
Cashew
you go.
milk, and it's so good. This brand, Nutty Life, is local to
Wait,
Boston.
cashew milk, cum. Yeah, it's cum.
Oh my God,
got
it's
that.
cum.
It's nut juice.
I just drank a wonderful bottle of nut juice.
milky.
Cum.
It's nut milk. So yeah, there you go.
Well,
there it is.
Sorry, that's an old gag from a different
Oh
thing.
man. But yeah, so that's that.
Yeah, we got a lot of mosquito bites.
Yeah,
I didn't get hit that much. I don't know how.
I feel weird still.
And my legs got all
My
chewed up.
skin's all like fuck you.
I got like a couple, but nothing serious. I'm actually surprised.
All right, so I assume you were talking mostly about the Resident Evil stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, up till now I
so
think it's been
what
basically Resident Evil.
else is there to talk about here on this our Patreon hangout for our Patreon people?
Let's see. The reason that we got part of the reason we got started as late as we did is because me and Ben were doing some Hyrule Warriors. We are now recorded through the end of the main campaign. We have a couple Hyrule Warriors Legends things left, but that's it for that. Mega Man. We're playing Mega Man ZX.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's good.
It's pretty good.
Especially since you changed the resolution, I like it a lot more.
Yeah, it's
That
a lot
helps.
less fuzzy now in pixel perfect mode.
I used to think that like that kind of shit wouldn't bother me, but I'm a picky bitch. It bothers me.
But the only thing that I don't like about it is that, like, yes, it's pixel perfect, but fuck, it is so tiny on the actual screen. I never bother with it when I'm actually playing it, like, looking at the screens on the 3DS. But if I'm doing it up here, then like sure,
like,
but
what I
like
don't
it's
understand-
so tiny.
When we're sitting over there
Yeah,
and you're trying to use this monitor, you have like a zoom that
Yeah.
you can use. Why don't you just do that on that screen while we're looking at the thing?
because
That'll fuck up the
magnifying it
recording?
while recording it is probably taxing on the video card.
Are you just assuming that?
I am assuming it, but this is also our 3DS recorder is also really, really finicky and notorious for being like, I'm just going to start dropping frames all over the place. Fuck it. None of our recordings ever have been a full 60 frames a second. They've always been, at best, like 59, 70-ish. So I have to
57?
59.7.
59.7.
Oh.
So I have to start doing like all this pre-processing every single time. It takes up fucking gargantuan amounts of space. It's disgusting.
Did we figure out multiplayer what?
Multiplayer.
Mega Man?
Mega Man? Resident Evil?
Figure out multiplayer like when I told you in the first. Oh, Hyrule Warriors.
Uh?
Yes, but then we wound up not. The only time that we thought to try to do it was the Ganondorf episodes, where you've only got Ganondorf. You have to do one player. So that didn't work out so well. For what's left, we might try it, especially since I think we've got one more Linkle episode or battle, and then we've got a little mini arc of battles as well that comes at the end of that, and that'll be fun to do. Can you do multiplayer on one Switch? Yeah, I think it split screens it. But I don't know if it's a vertical or horizontal thing.
So yeah, Hyrule Warriors is happening. Spyro is happening.
Yeah.
Chrono Trigger is happening.
Yeah, Chrono Trigger is ending. We're getting pretty far in there.
That's what we should be doing right now. Bye.
we recorded through to the end of the Geno Dome. Someone did recommend that we should try to do the try to head to the Sun Shrine before we sign off on the future for good.
Do you do that? I thought you had to go to the Sun Shrine in the way past.
No spoilers, guys.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Jeez.
I think you start in the future.
That seems dumb.
And then do some time hopping from there.
Do we have a Sunstone currently or a Moonstone?
No, we don't have anything.
We have one of them.
Nope. Because the way you get one of them is something in the future that we have not done.
It gave us something Sun Moon related.
I don't think so. I think someone told us about it. Someone told us about it, but we haven't actually gotten it for it yet.
On cashew milk, the sweet cashew milk.
We do have a list of all of these. I have a list anyway of all of the side. I guess we read it. We didn't write it down, but we received in game the list of the remaining side quests, and I don't know if we're gonna try to tackle all of those or at least just see what stuff is there. But
I also I'm curious as to what your suggestions and ideas are, but I also don't want to get too much information.
Right.
I've never played the game before, so I want it to be fresh and new. So if you have suggestions or ideas that have nothing to do with what will happen, perfect.
Or if you can say it in a vague way.
Yeah. That also works.
My favorite side quest hasn't happened yet. It's super duper short, hits like a truck, and me and John need to bite our tongues for the brief amount of time that it lasts, because if we say anything, then it's gonna ruin the whole impact of what's going on.
Yeah.
So I think we're
on the same page. I think I know what you're talking about.
It's going to be tough because if Ben doesn't figure out what needs to get figured out, we have to not say anything and let it play out.
And I also need you to further investigate Sadmo's backstory, since Sadmo's just me.
From what I understand, the idea is to go to each character and get a little more backstory.
Right? I think all of the characters except for Chrono have at least one piece of added optional side questing to do.
That's all.
That includes Sadmo.
Sure.
I think we are Oxford. Yeah.
For viewers' sake, I want that all to be there. So I don't. If I'm missing one of those like that, I do want to be like, okay, we this is go here and we'll start the whatever thing if I can.
We're already in the process of doing another one, so that's the. I mean, the good news is I think we found the only. There might be one other, but we at least found one of two, if not the only remaining side quest that is visible from the world map. Just traveling around, going, "Hey, that's weird," and then doing that.
Does Ayla not have anything? There's something to do in the way past, right?
I thought there was one thing that she could do.
It's probably stupid.
I thought
isn't there a second Tyranno layer or something?
I'm pretty sure
not do it, right?
No, that's a different thing. That's a different thing.
Sorry,
no, that's okay. I was just thinking the same thing, but anyway. But yeah, we will get around to. I think we'll at least attempt all of the side quests. I hope we'll be able to do them, but we are in the end game now, as they say. What else? Sonic. We're doing Sonic Mania Plus. Which has been great, except for those fucking special stages, which can eat a fat dick.
Yep.
Oh my god!
That Metal Sonic boss was cool. Spoilers, sorry.
No, that video went up yesterday, I think.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean everyone here watched it.
That's true. Metal Sonic is pretty rad.
That's a long game.
It's 12 zones. It's the same as
it's Sonic 3 and Knuckles size.
I mean, it's smaller than that. Sonic 3 and Knuckles is 14 zones, but they are longer levels. So
I was going to say, but I think the Sonic 3 and Knuckles ones are that counts some of the short ones.
It takes about as long to play Sonic Mania Plus as it does to play Knuckles Chaotix, so...
That's not a great yardstick.
Yeah, but Sonic Mania Plus is actually enjoyable.
Right. That's why it's not a great
It is now, and now officially... So Sonic Mania is enjoyable. Sonic Mania Plus is now the more enjoyable Knuckles Chaotix game.
I think Alexpert's saying important things. Is there any way you can scroll up a little?
Nope.
Okay, sorry, we missed some of that.
I don't think there was any added stuff in there. He was
there was
saying
tons. He was talking about the Sunstone. And
he was saying that there was an extra thing to do that might make it easier.
All right. Well, if we missed it, I'm sorry. I love you all.
Oh man. So yeah, there's Sonic. Once we're done with that, we're going back to the usual.
Oh, I was like, are you okay? No,
okay.
He's not okay. He's dead.
That's just my favorite thing to mime. Pretty good at it.
Cool.
You're pretty good at it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of skills, so when I find one, I gotta put it out there. You know,
and hone it.
Hone it. Get real good at the mimed hanging. Yeah.
Own it and own it.
Own it and own it. Honey, own it and own it.
No.
John is never okay. Thank you. Oh, and look, he's got maybe Rick's not okay either, guys. I think every time Rick is sad, he just releases a new Let's Play series. That's my new working theory. Oh, what was it? I said something about you the other day that was hilarious. You're a one-man render farm. That's what you are. You're you pump out like 8 videos a day. No, that's genuinely impressive, and I have a respect for you because you are able to even do that.
It is rough.
I don't think it's what you should do.
No.
But you make yourself do it, and then you do it, which is impressive in and of itself.
It's kind of just the combination of like, we've got all this stuff that we started, and we said we were gonna like follow through to the end. But it's like, I want to do something. I want to do something a little fresh and new. And then we started, and it's like, well, now we're doing both of those.
Many things. Yeah,
so,
yeah, totally.
But Mega Man is coming to a close. At least the weekday stuff. We've got ZX Advent 9, 10, and 11.
Yeah, I keep hearing that. I keep hearing it's coming to a close.
ZX is real long. ZX Advent is even longer.
Those are actually
they're Metroid games, right?
I mean, they're Metroidvania style in terms of the map is open, but honestly, the games are not much longer than 0.
Okay, cool.
Speaking of Metroidvania, I just started playing Chasm.
Ah, good old
came out.
Chasm.
It does not appear to be coming to the Nintendo Switch, so I will never play it. Fuck you.
Wait,
PS4,
isn't it?
Though.
Yeah.
Isn't it the Nintendo Switch? Oh, no. Because Sarah got me a download for it, and I thought that I had it on the Switch, but I guess
no. I think it's
PS4
or Steam.
And it's fucking real good.
Yeah, it seems really good.
It's really cool.
It seems like a very strong spiritual successor to Castlevania.
Yeah.
You know what I've been playing? The shit out of 20XX. I beat the pants off that game. I beat the hardest mode. I beat the hardest mode with some skulls activated. I even unlocked the really, 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 really hard stuff, and it's not even fun. And then I stopped.
So why? How? In what way is that different than standard D-pad gameplay? Then,
because if it were standard D-pad gameplay, you wouldn't rest until all 12 of the optional hard flags were on, and then we beat it. I only did 3 of the optional hard flags.
Do they do different things, or is it just like an incremental?
Yeah. So like one's like the game speed is 150%. One's like the levels are twice as long. One's like, you don't get any power-ups. One's like, more enemies spawn, whatever you do. Yeah. One's like, you don't get to choose which bosses you fight. It's like, they're real. They're hard.
Interesting.
It's really fucking tough.
Are you considering the challenge?
Of course he is. Yeah. No. I think you'll see the way it's structured. They don't, it may not even be possible to beat with all 12. They call them skulls, with all 12 skulls
They said the same
enabled.
thing about Five Nights at Freddy's for 2020 mode.
Did you beat it?
I didn't beat it. Fuck no.
Yeah.
Someone did, though. Someone proved that there is a pattern of moves you can make that will make it beatable, just barely.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's like Rubik's Cube. You know what I mean? It's just like you remember the sequence and just do it a lot.
It's a pattern of doing like 6 things. Like
this is what
check the right. Like you close one door, close the other door, check that door, check the other door, check the first door, open, close, back, open, close, and then you just repeat that over and over again.
Yeah. I think there's a few things that you have to do on the fly, like change the order a little bit depending on certain things.
How Foxy moves changes
Thank you,
a lot
Alex
of stuff.
Britt. I also want to play a game I'm good at. And Nanocarp, I have a screenshot I can give you, but I don't actually have... I can't go back in time and record a Let's Play of that.
I think screenshot.
As far as Five Nights at Freddy's, as far as 20 mode goes, I highly recommend checking out, if you haven't already, Markiplier did an excellent, like for each of the games he does the 20 modes or whatever the equivalent is. And the one he did for Five Nights at Freddy's 1, he was only the second recorded person to finish it, using what the first person had laid out as like, here's how you do it. And watching that journey, because he's got the version that he edited down for his channel, and then he did like, here's me doing this for like 3 hours, and it's like such an experience to see him just become a machine by the end of it. It's really impressive.
Once again, I agree with Nanocarp.
I feel like I got just a taste of how he felt with Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Yeah.
Where like was really trying to get the patterns down and like was zoning in.
All the
like,
power
not,
to you.
Not to the same extent because
I just couldn't do it.
The crazy mode and everything.
2
like,
is. I feel like the last night of 2 is the hardest like non-extra mode level of the whole fucking series because like you've got 10 animatronics that are just whipping around. That was damn impressive. I felt like I did most of 3 and I felt like I was not accomplishing nearly as much by comparison because I watched 2 and was like, there's too much shit. I can't keep track anymore.
When I tried playing 3, I did not do well with it.
I think it's just 2 different because it's 2 different styles of gameplay.
Yeah.
It's 2 very different kinds of resource management. Yours for 2 was like you're keeping all of these things at bay, and every time you're just kind of like blocking things off and sending them back. And then 3 is like you have to like lead this thing, and it's a totally like you're baiting it around and stuff. And so it's a different kind. I don't know why it is so different that like you could do 2 and I could not do it, and then the flip side for 3. But
it's different mentalities.
I don't know. And then we all simultaneously gave up on 4.
Yeah, I was like, fuck that shit.
It was like, no, this one's going out of its way.
It was the least fun by a wide margin.
I think the main problem with 4 is that audio cues were more important than
yeah,
the other game,
and it's just
you can't like talk and do it at the same time.
Unless we're gonna do a massive audio splitter and everybody's got headphones and shit, then like it's just not. It's so much extra work.
It's just like not what we want to do.
Yeah,
you know.
Same idea for Kirby the Amazing Mirror. Hypothetically, we're not doing this. Just preamble to this. Hypothetically, we could have.
He's doing it confirmed.
Hypothetically, we could use the same setup that we used for 4 Swords and for what was the other one that we did that was 4-player
Adventures.
Yeah,
I mean that was I guess we did have the Game Boy Advances hooked up for that one too. But it's still like if we used a similar setup for that
Tilt and Tumble
for this.
Whoa,
that still remains one of my favorite series because of how ludicrous. But I mean, it worked though.
I mean,
it actually worked.
It worked, yeah.
It was playable. It was like it wasn't easy.
It's like
but
playing
it was
a
doable.
game with your feet. Like, yeah, you can do it,
but you're still using your hands to tilt a thing. It's just a bigger version. What the fuck? There's a hair. Yeah. It's like there it is. Got it. There we go.
Hey, I got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
In the stream, I was talking to Rick about it earlier. I mean, you guys too, if you have any idea.
Okay.
I've been trying to set up 3 monitors on my computer.
Oh yeah.
It's a Windows machine. And I have 3 monitors that each individually will work just fine. And in addition, I can get any 2 of them to work.
Yeah.
My video card is supposed to support up to 4 monitors, but no matter what, the 3rd monitor will not get recognized.
Is it always the same one that won't get recognized?
Nope.
Or any
I can have any combination of 2 monitors work.
Are you using Windows or yeah? That's the problem.
So I updated drivers, that didn't work, so I completely uninstalled the drivers from my video card, restarted, then it like automatically updates the drivers when you restart the next time, and then started that from scratch, didn't work. Went into settings with the NVIDIA control panel. I don't if you guys actually know, it's an NVIDIA GeForce 970. So if you know anyone who knows anything about it, I've spent so much time Googling with people, finding people had very similar problems, but it wasn't quite the same problem.
Thanks, Biscuit. That sounds really frustrating, Ben. I mean,
it's weird.
You should take another monitor in the house and just see if like a different 3rd monitor works any differently, just to start eliminating problems.
Yeah,
you know. It could be like one draws more. Is it all HDMI or is like one DVI, one's HDMI?
I have a DVI, HDMI, and a DP.
Yeah, DP?
Yep.
There you go. Maybe don't use that one.
So yeah, I ordered a second DVI cable, and maybe that'll have something to do with it. But we'll see. It's just really strange.
You don't pass audio through the monitors, do you?
No.
Okay.
So that's why I don't care if it's HDMI or not.
Cool.
Just take one.
That's
of them.
kind of.
Awesome. I mean, one of the monitors is pretty old, so I don't know if it's like a compatibility issue or something.
But if it's
which would be annoying. But
I mean, do you really want 3?
Yep.
All right. Roger that.
It's
he
all
wants
I've
one
ever
for
wanted.
Facebook, one for games, one for TV. I do understand.
Yes, that's exactly.
I know it is. I know you. I know.
Yeah.
See, my solution was to just wait till Prime Day, buy the biggest, cheapest monitor I could, and that's it. And now I have one real big monitor.
Yeah.
And that works pretty well because then I can have like website, code for website, inspector for website all right next to each other.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's nice.
I got to look up.
No, Windows does not recognize it. That's the thing. Like if you go to detect display, it says no monitor detected. But if I switch them around, it'll detect it if it's the first monitor I plug in or the second monitor I plug in, detects it fine. If it's the third one that gets plugged in.
What are you running, Windows 10?
Yeah.
I feel like Windows 10 should be able to handle more than 2 monitors, though.
It should very easily be able to handle it.
Yeah, well, my hunch would be that it's your graphics card, but you're saying your graphics card thinks that it should be able to do it.
Yeah,
so
I mean, I looked
know.
up to make sure. I looked up that graphics card.
Yeah.
It's like, how many displays can this graphics card support? And it's up to 4. There are some like resolution limitations, like you can only have a total amount of X resolution.
Have you
But
tried
I'm not even going to the
downscaling?
full 4. And I did try downscaling the resolution
On all of them?
on the 2 monitors that would actually recognize, and then try to put
And
the
it's still
third one
low.
in and still
Yep.
done. This isn't like tech support corner. I just like I'm throwing
Tech
it out
support
there.
corner, the
Maybe-
worst D-pad
Yeah.
segment.
Yeah, maybe someone's like, "Oh yeah, all you gotta do is click the doodle bobber, and that'll
Oh, the doodle bobber, yeah.
fix it." That's the straight up the butt emote.
Fix it.
My 4K monitor supports picture-in-picture nanocarp, which doesn't really help what you're saying, but I did want to say that. Also, I don't play games on my computer. That's why I have thousands and thousands of dollars in consoles and games.
Yeah, I gotta. So, I was just thinking, it's like it'd be cool to at some
I do
point.
want to build a computer and play games on my computer someday, but yeah,
I think in August for the August Hangout, I'm going to hook the our
Is this
camera.
not the- oh, I guess
This
this
is July.
technically.
We're gonna hook
Yeah.
up. There's some.
It's
There's
still
some.
July. It's
Yeah.
still July.
2 hours and 45 more minutes.
Some good stuff coming in August, so we'll have lots to talk about. But I want to take the camera and hook it up with like the mini HDMI or whatever thing, and kind of, the room is still in progress, but like there is a lot different between right now and a month ago in terms of how this room is laid out.
True.
Including especially
Get
we
better.
have, you can't even, I mean, you can't see because it's literally the opposite end of the room, but way off in that corner is a bookcase sort of thing. It's a set of shelves that is like jam packed with all of the video games, the physical video games we have, minus a couple that are downstairs that are Sarah's that she prefers to keep with like her PlayStation.
Just actually gets used.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a fucking lot. And actually, we only use up like half that bookshelf. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there'll be more. Like, no, I don't think most of those games aren't mine. There might be 1 or 2 mixed in, but
most of those are mine.
Yeah.
A handful of them are Sarah's. A handful of them I think might be yours.
Yeah.
It's
there's
like Dark
definitely-
Souls
I
and Dark
definitely
Souls
have a few
3
in there,
and
but most of mine are in my room too. And actually,
Yeah.
I don't buy physical. Everything for PS4 or Switch I own is digital almost entirely. Which is sad actually, because I don't get to have some cool shelf like that anymore. You know.
yeah.
And I got the SNES Mini and the NES Mini, so those
Use those.
aren't physical. So I'm actually not going to have any physical video games.
that should be
at one point.
our Christmas special for 2018 should be
the NES Mini.
the NES Mini, because it's what, 25 or 30? I forget how many there
I
were.
think it's 30 because there were less on the SNES.
That's yeah.
I believe.
Whichever one it is, record them a little in advance, sometime in November, and like do one a day through
Yeah.
December.
Be kind of fun.
Yeah, either 30 or 25, whichever. If it's 25, it ends on Christmas, and if it's 30, it gets through to the day before New Year's.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
So,
I'm excited
yeah.
to you got one too, right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't opened it up yet because I kind of want to do a little unboxing thing to kick it
Yeah.
off,
Yep.
like we did with the Super Nintendo one. But
Someday when I'm a grown up, I look forward to having like a kitchen with a TV and a NES Mini,
Oh,
and a living
man.
room with a
my
TV
stepdad has
and a
that.
SNES Mini.
My stepdad. Oh, actually, you know what? No, hilarious. So my stepdad is pretty well off. He could have a kitchen that's got like a built-in TV thing instead, and I don't think this was my mom's suggestion. I think this is what he just has there. It's like, think of growing up. If you ever were like, your mom's just like, oh, I'm gonna buy a TV for the kitchen,
Yeah.
and it's like this 5-inch tall,
Yeah.
little like rabbit
Rite
ears
Aid.
thing. Yeah, that's what's sitting in the kitchen of this like ludicrously
$1 million
expensive looking.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like the junkiest little like,
That's
I can
awesome.
almost see the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. That's cool.
Guys,
like,
don't put
it's
a-
got a tuner on it, and I was like, all right.
I know in my hypothetical
It
where
is 30,
I have
okay.
a NES Mini, a SNES Mini, a Switch, a PlayStation, and all the different rooms in my house, I just said this, but don't have a TV in your kitchen. If worst case scenario, bring an iPad in there. Thank you.
Now,
PSA.
well, that's the thing. That's the real thing, is that like TV, as we know it, is in this massive state of flux. TV is like television, like broadcast television, is at risk of just straight up collapsing and dying.
Why shouldn't it? It's archaic. It's been replaced.
The only thing that it is specifically
obsolete.
still good for,
If CJ were here, he'd be screaming obsolete.
is the best thing that it's still good for is like public. There's public access, which I know is like the joke of broadcast TV, but it is still actually kind of useful in its own merit.
Yeah.
Emergency broadcast system, impossible to do quite right with the internet. You would need to have a phone number attached, and then it does an area code based thing. But also, I had another one and it's gone, so I guess there's only two reasons.
I'm convinced.
The news, like I don't know.
Yeah, local news.
Yeah, but like
that's got to be a real rough racket these days with the age of the internet picking up. Of like again, I guess the new media age of the internet.
I guess. Yeah, most local news stations probably do better on their Facebook than they do on their fucking actual
Twitter too.
thing.
Twitter they actually do really well because they can actually be active in their communities.
Interesting, but if it's like town hall meeting scheduled for blah blah blah, I'm not sure that's like 10,000 retweets. Tweets.
Maybe it is. Maybe
Why don't my words work?
I need retweets.
I'd like a 10,000 retweets.
And I want to be treated again.
Oh, that's nice too.
10,000 times.
I just meant hiding in the woods away from the world.
Oh man.
10,000 retweets. Oh. All right, so what else do we need to cover?
Oh yeah, the what Final Biscuit is talking about. Streaming services drop a whole TV season at once is way more annoying to stay on top of the normal TV. Yeah. There's definitely.
I disagree. That's way easier to stay on top of.
If you can set aside the time for it, it's great. Otherwise, it's so easy to forget that it even happened if you don't watch it right away. Because, like, I just remember, I literally the other day, I remember it's like, oh yeah, there was another season of Luke Cage. It's already out.
Yeah.
Shit. I haven't watched Jessica Jones season 2 yet. I haven't watched The Punisher yet.
So, you're actually more likely to watch it if you're like, okay, I have to be in this one spot at 8 p.m. on a Wednesday or else I'm going to miss this show. Like, of course not.
I mean, it's kind of...
You watch it when you get around to it.
Yeah.
Except, humans are habit-forming by nature. We just kind of develop rhythm to our lives.
It's true. So that could be why I don't watch literally any TV anymore.
I haven't watched broadcast TV in probably 6 years.
The next thing I would probably watch is either Game of Thrones or BoJack, whichever drops first.
The only broadcast TV I've watched in the last
up on Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
6. Oh my God! Did we even have? I don't even know if we had. No, we did have Real TV in Worcester. None of us used it. We DVR'd stuff. No, wait, no, we didn't even have that.
I do agree that Alpar spoilers are way more rampant lately. That's true.
Yes, yeah, that's definitely a front. Even with movies too, it's so hard.
Guys, just don't.
But also, get off the internet for 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Like that's really the crux of it.
No. So you still haven't seen Infinity War, right?
Nope.
So first off,
also still has not been spoiled for me.
No spoilers in the chat, please. And I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but
thank you, Biscuit.
The day that Infinity War came out,
yeah,
we had tickets to go that night. I was putting the finishing touches on the A Brief History of the Infinity Stones video, and I went, I wonder what race that character is, like alien race, like what planet they're from. Does it ever actually say? I'm not going to say.
What character are we talking about?
That is part of the spoiler. That's too much.
All right.
What species is that character? Because I couldn't remember if it had been mentioned before, and I didn't have time to go and watch the movies that were associated with that person and be like, oh, there it is. So I was like, I'm just going to go. There's a Marvel wiki. I'll do it. Yeah. This was Friday morning. So it had already had its Thursday midnight release. And Friday morning, I go into it, I look at their bio, and it says, oh, deceased. And I went, oh, fuck. Like, it took me a second. I was like, they're not dead. Oh, shit. It came out last night, not tonight. Fart.
I do really want to see that.
It's good. It's actually on Blu-ray now at this point.
Yeah, we can fly back and forth to California, and I keep waiting for it to show up on the in-flight movies.
That'll be it's like 2 hours and 40 minutes or something. It's massive. I guess that's enough for a California trip. But
yeah, it's like 5 hours.
Oh, chat's going too fast. Oh no.
Fart.
Yeah, it turned out to be an early showing.
Oh, nice. A bit like a Benny for get a new thing.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
That one's
there's movies in theaters that I kind of.
It has in many ways. So for one, I think it's slightly not as good as Ant-Man.
That's fine. Ant-Man was good. So
yeah.
if it's slightly worse, then it'll be.
I'm gonna bring this up when we get to movie nights at the Roundtable for Ant-Man, but so it's not damning with praise. It's the opposite. It's like praising with damn. I don't know.
Enlightening with opposite of praise.
The way that I have
said to me all the
It's
time.
praising with a knock. You know what I mean? Like,
Kinda,
that's
yeah.
not the right way to put it, but it's the idea. Right?
The way that I have referred the shorthand that I always have in my head anyway for Ant-Man, the first one is it's the second worst movie of Phase 2. But that's not an insult. It's not a compliment, but it's certainly not an insult because the ones that come above it in my mind are you've got Iron Man 3, great movie.
Yeah.
Captain America Winter Soldier, potentially the best movie they've done out of 19 of them now. 20 of them now with Ant-Man and the Wasp. So Iron Man 3, Captain America Winter Soldier, Avengers Age of Ultron, and Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 1. The only one that I grade as worse is Thor Dark World, which is such an easy fucking pot shot.
Yes.
So it's 5th out of 6, but only because the 4 that are above it are really fucking good.
Oxford, that's why we should be supporting our local libraries.
Yes.
Libraries are good for the community.
That's a good point. Ant-Man 1 came out immediately after Age of Ultron as a really good like palate cleanser comedic thing, and the same thing for Ant-Man and the Wasp. Infinity War comes out, everyone has to have a good hard think about their lives, and now here's a silly comedy heist movie about like crazy weird like shit.
This corner is really sharp.
It is. I'm sorry.
Why is
I've
it
also
so
look at my brand new chair.
Yeah.
Day one, I carved a bunch of like stuff out of that because of the bottom corner. I was like,
Yeah.
At least it means the desk is resilient. Like, it means that the desk isn't, like, grinding away or something.
What I want to... and if anyone's going to get Monster Hunter World for PC, play it with me. I'm going to get it.
Do
August 9th? I think it comes out.
If anyone hears anything about, oh,
Make
God.
I want everyone here to name their Palico John Seelig. That's what I want from you.
But yeah, if you're getting it, let me know in like Discord. That's probably the best way for me to talk to you guys. Just at me with the little at. Yeah.
If anyone, I started streaming as a regular thing. It is now going to be, at least for the time being, every Thursday. And I started with Kingdom Hearts Re-Chain of Memories.
Cool.
It's weird. It's 2 games smashed together as far as it feels to me. I like it. It is a lot to take in. It's essentially the control scheme is 90% Kingdom Hearts 1, but the battle mechanic is like Mega Man Battle Network, arguably network transmission closer than anything, because you have a deck of cards in the bottom corner right over here, and they all have. So there's 2 things to it. There's what you're doing.
If it's 2 Thursdays in a row, it's technically regular.
It's not 2 in a row yet. This Thursday will be another one. I'm alternating weeks. Kingdom Hearts every other week. I'm going to do something else in between, so I'm not doing like 4 straight months of Kingdom Hearts.
Cool. You want to do 20XX together?
I think I already have what this week's going to be situated.
Or you could let us have a say, and we could do that together and have a fun time.
You could also do your own goddamn stream.
I don't have streaming shit set up.
Didn't you build a bunch of that stuff at the last place? I thought you had like a...
Oh,
I didn't know that. Okay. I thought you had it...
I bought the Elgato, and
yeah,
we got
that's
that going, but I didn't get it set up with the Mac, and there was no Ethernet.
I was moving stuff around today, and I found this, and I'm like, this has to be John's, because I don't remember buying this, but I certainly don't remember John being like, here, have this. So...
no, that's mine. I'll probably,
I'm
going to use it eventually, but I feel like it'll just be easier if I get a PC.
Yellow I'm saving a little bit longer because I want it to be a night where I can actually have a whole bunch of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to jump over you.
No,
chat.
it's not your fault. It's just impossible not to, but I didn't want to. I feel like Ben will start talking. We'll get excited about something and then start talking and then fucking never go back to what Ben says. So I've been trying to make an effort to not do that to Ben.
I appreciate it.
In other words, no, just kidding.
No, I was just going to say I want to find some night that I can stream. I want to stream a Soul Level 1 run of Dark Souls.
Yeah, you're practicing right now, right?
Yeah, I got my feet wet. I think I've done enough that I'm like, all right, I could do this as a stream at least for a while until I hate myself.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like the most fun way to play that game.
Yeah, it's an interesting way to play. It's much more about like preparation and setup in the first half of the game.
I don't mean to keep hitting you in the face with your own mic. It's a natural place for my feet to rest, but when I do, it's like boop, boop.
I like that you have to exaggerate it because otherwise it's still doing the bob, but it's
look
not
like
visible.
it on the camera.
It's just me going.
Yeah. Sorry though, it's not intentional.
I think
it was that time.
The next alternating day of so not this week, because this week's going to be something else. Then the week after that's going to be Kingdom Hearts. But the one after that, I think I might rig the vote on Twitter to be a rhythm game
rig
only.
The vote?
Yeah,
topical.
I know. No, it's going to be a. I think it's going to be a rhythm game only set of things to select because I just got a new. It actually came in today. A new Guitar Hero guitar. Was it Nanocarp? I think I'm going to be the biggest asshole. I think it was you, Nanocarp, that made a bunch of things in Clone Hero, a bunch of charts for me to do on that because they heard that I am very into rhythm games, that I'm generally pretty good at them, and then my response to that, and this is not me. This is not me being any sort of like ego-y thing, even if it sounds like that, but of all of the genres of game that I'm good at, I think rhythm games are the one that I am best at.
Yeah. Goodest.
I remember back in the day, what was there was like a PC thing for like he is amazing.
Stepmania.
Stepmania.
He used to make charts for that.
I had that
baller over here. I used to make charts for that.
I was playing that on like the
everybody could, so that's not
expert ones, but I have the controller and like playing with the controller. And
I did the 3-finger. There was like the weirdest fight was there were people who did 3 fingers, which is me, which was like left, up and right, and I would jump down to down with the middle finger. Just because
that seems
most
ergonomically poor.
It's weird, but that's how I would do it.
Most keyboards have the down right there, and it's not like below. So I was like, all right, I'll just do this, and then
I guess you're right. It's like it's in the same. Yeah.
There were other people who did 2.
I feel like I usually use the thumb for the down, but then it's cramped.
There were people who did 2, just their first 2 fingers, and they basically treated it like their feet if you were doing a DDR pad, which is like, that's cool, but like
I'd be tripping over the keys.
Yeah,
with my
but the problem
fingers.
with Setmania is some people were designing the charts for finger players.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
usually
you'd
when
still
I did,
want to play it with your feet sometimes.
Yeah.
So you'd be like, oh, cool, what's this game on normal? Fuck! Like,
what I would do...
It's like, doesn't work with feet anymore.
On the low difficulty, you could like dance it, but then
But then some songs on the low difficulty are like, boop. Boop. Boop.
Those ones,
boop, boop.
Yeah, right. It's like DDR on easy mode. The actual cabinets were like so embarrassing as a thing, and I'm pretty sure the first time I did it, I was like, I'll try medium. It's good, like standard, and I was like, this is legitimately boring on medium. It's just kind of.
I actually loved the Mario DDR for GameCube.
Yeah,
that was really fun, and some of those songs were good.
The last one in the game I tried once, and it's like fucking horrific.
I beat it one time.
Yeah.
Yep. I used to be good at feet. Dance Mania or whatever you want to fucking call
it. Back in high school,
I lost 20 pounds doing DDR.
I don't know how I wasn't.
Back.
I don't know how I wasn't super skinny my senior year of high school, because basically every Friday after school, 3 to 6 of us, depending on who was around for that, would drive down to Fun World in Nashua, and they had a DDR thing. They had a In the Groove next to that. They also had Guitar Freaks for a little while, which was like their like the proto-iest proto version of Guitar Hero. 3 buttons, and you just tapped up here. You didn't do anything down here, and it was like weird. It was like Beatmania for guitar, so it was like it was strange. But every Friday we played DDR until like the sun went down, and we're like, well, shit, we should go. The one goal that I had that I could never fucking figure out, that I could never fucking get, I was trying to, well, actually, I guess there were 2. One was trying to survive Sugaru on the hard difficulty. That one's great. Yeah. It's so much fun. And on like extreme mode or whatever, it's so insane.
Yeah.
And then the little skip steps.
Yeah. Same thing with Rhythm and Police. Rhythm and Police, same thing. That was the other one. Those were my 2. I got Sugaru. I got the black flag on it once, which is you got AA or better for every step except for 1. And at the end, it was like, yeah, but no, maybe 20 seconds from the end, it was like
almost worse.
Miss. It was like, fuck. Like,
yeah,
I was so.
I would
upset.
rather have just failed outright than been that close.
Right.
Oh man.
Oh my god, I was playing 20XX.
Oh, Gerard, hell yeah, nice.
I was playing 20XX. I beat the final boss, and then killed myself.
No,
yes.
Like in real
and
life.
I verified
Damn.
it because the next time when I did beat the final boss, I was like, "Yep, there was nothing after."
Was
that.
it like a Kaizo trap kind of thing, or like?
I won't spoil it, but
okay, all right.
It's I wouldn't say it's difficult to kill yourself, but like there's no need.
You're just kind of like, yeah, I did it. You put the controller down. Oh shit! And like,
there's like an escape from the burning building
Yeah.
after that.
Okay,
you
that's
know what I
fair.
mean? Like, and yeah. But what I was gonna say is when
Yeah.
I was 7, more like 15, probably. What's in my hair? Ew. You ever go through your hair and you're like, oh, that's
Cashew
solid.
milk.
What's
yeah,
that?
yeah. Find a little crusty bit.
Yeah,
or like
yeah,
a
yeah.
little,
Anyway.
a little bit of nut.
When I was like,
Yeah.
let's say 16, we went on like a school trip and we stopped at a mall and there was a DDR, so I just did that
Nice.
the whole time. And I
You were the coolest kid.
I literally picked up a girl. A girl came by and was
Shut
like,
up.
"Wow, you're really good at this game."
You have told me this
Yeah.
before. All right, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't get the backdrop. I've gotten the mall part.
Yeah,
I think
so
it's
we-
been mentioned on the
class trip
channel before
in a
too.
mall, upstate New York, doing DDR for a long time. Some girl comes up to me and is like, "Can I dance with you?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And she was like, "Wow, you're really good." And I was like, "Oh, thanks. That was really fun." And she's like, "Here's my number. Let's hang out sometime."
Let's
So that
try a
happened.
few
It's
new
just that
steps.
easy.
So let
everyone.
the record show.
It's just that easy.
Let's try a 2-player round.
It is, Ben. You got to believe it's that easy. Just watch Scott Pilgrim a bunch of times. You'll get it.
So 2 things that reminds me of. One, what like I had a bunch of arcade goals in high school because we were there so often. Next to the DDR pad, the DDR game, literally, so you've got DDR, and then kitty corner to that is Soul Calibur 2, maybe 3.
Similar games.
Whichever one had, there was like a campaign
Both rhythm
mode.
games.
There was like
Yeah.
a campaign mode where you like were leading an army, and it was based off of how you did in your fights. And I put so much fucking money into that game, and was doing really well to the point where I got to the number 11 spot in the army that was based off of that machine. Actually, it might have been connected to the internet, like to do.
No,
I don't know.
man,
how-
it was
I don't
like
know,
the
it was-
80s. We're
I
old
don't know,
now.
man. But I got to number 11, and I was like, if I can get to number 10, I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna show up on there every single time someone plays this game because they show. That's the first thing to do is show the top 10 for the different armies.
I mean, yeah, until someone else, like some like 8-year-old comes in, does it perfectly on his first try, and then pushes you.
Oh
off
no,
the
no!
list.
This was like you had to win like hundreds of matches, and I got to within like 5, and then I graduated. It's like no reason for me to ever go back there again.
Have you gone back?
I think I've been back to there once, and it's real weird to be there again.
Yeah, because
Not
you're
beca-
like 40 now.
Yeah, at least. No, it's just like it's
Hey kids, can I play Soul
Fun
Calibur
World
with
is,
you?
Yeah, Fun World is one of those places where like they owned one of 2 copies of an arcade game where a
yes.
physical car was the actual controller.
I have not been keeping up with the Smash Bros.
physical
Ultimate
card?
Music previews.
Oh, I have.
I should though, because Rick's real excited.
I keep up a very small amount. Apparently, there was something from I want to say Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. No, Kirby Air Ride. I think the City Trial theme got a remix for Smash Ultimate, and that makes me nervous.
What about Escape from the City?
That I don't think is in there. It should be. What is in there, and I mentioned this to John, is Junsenu. So I always say Junsenu just because I'm lazy, but it would be Jun Senoue. Senoue.
Seno.
Senoue.
Seno.
Senoue.
Seno Ue.
So the guy who leads
Well done.
Crush 40, well, the guy who leads the instrumentation on Crush 40, not Johnny Jelly, but
Johnny Jelly?
Johnny
Johnny
Jelly.
Jelly.
It's Johnny Joeli. It's like Gioeli, I think. He is
Johnny
a
Jelly.
open your heart, like that guy is Johnny Joeli. That's Johnson.
Jensenue.
He composed and performed a Mega Man 4 medley. He has nothing to do with Mega Man, and he did a Mega Man 4 medley for the game, which is great. Like,
I
it's
can't
not
stress enough how similar Mega Man and Sonic are in so many ways, but also how similar their fans are in many ways.
a Galaga medley. That's fucking awesome. The ship is the item that like you throw it in a good and it sucks them in and like and, like goes up to the top, right? Yeah, because that's how you get your double ship. Is like you get when you have nothing attached to your ship, you get sucked in by like a UFO thing, and then it gets carried to the top of the screen and it floats around. But if you shoot it, then you get 2 ships that are like attached to each other.
Yeah.
Fucking love that shit.
There's something that I care about. Just released a new trailer, but I cannot for the life of me remember what it was.
He cares a lot though.
But I remember like, oh, I got to go back and watch this, and now I'm just nothing.
Is it Venom?
No, it's his game.
Okay.
It's a game.
Life?
No, like a video
Like
game.
the cereal? Or there was a Life video game.
Did that FromSoft game have a new trailer? It's
I don't know if there's a
Shadows.
There's
Die twice.
Shadows Die Twice. Yep.
Sudoku.
Is that, oh fuck yeah, I got
Sudoku,
it.
yes. From Software invented a new game called Sudoku. It's
Bye,
very
Champster.
Champ.
Oh, bye, Champster.
Every time I see a trailer
Text
for
me back.
Venom, my brain hurts and I feel a little sadder because he's such a. It's a character that could be cooler, and they're leaning so
Wait,
hard.
is Venom a game that's coming out?
No, Venom is a movie.
Yeah.
Which Marvel is doing this?
Sony is doing this.
Not the good one.
Yeah, Sony in association with Marvel is the official. Basically, the trade-off was Marvel gets to make a Spider-Man movie, and Marvel then helps Sony make a Venom movie. It doesn't look horrible, but it looks like nothing. It looks like so middle.
Well, that's probably what Marvel wants.
They got Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. Yep.
Tom Hardy.
Tom
Hardy
Bane
do it.
/ Inception Hardy.
I love Tom Hardy.
I like him too. I like him a lot. But like even he seems really not great.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You take a great actor
Hey,
like that and you give him nothing. and
I'm
that's
Eddie
what you get.
Brock. I'm here in New York.
Yeah.
I'm a New Yorker. Oh, sorry, I got a parasite. It's like,
It
ooh.
was the first movie.
You
in
sound
this
more like-
weird shared universe. So you're saying there's the
So that's the thing. They're still not clear whether it actually takes place in the same pseudo shit.
Yeah.
The implication, the way it sounded, was that the plan was Venom and these other movies, including Morbius is the next one, because everyone's heard of
Who the
Morbius.
fuck is Morbius?
He's a vampire. Haven't
Fuck
you
yeah!
heard of Morbius?
Metal.
I didn't. Now I have.
Does he know his alphabet?
I'm like trying to think of where that's going, and I can't get
Look,
anything.
everyone has to see Vampires Kiss.
Oh, okay. Oh. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I didn't realize it was the same movie. I've seen the clip. I didn't know that was Vampire's
Oh
Kiss.
my god, it's
Though granted, I'm a vampire.
Yeah.
I'm a vampire. Those two clips fit very nicely together. So, all right,
Oh,
fair.
Everyone go see Vampires Kiss starring Nicolas Cage.
God, that's what
It's
Seriously needs to do like a faux. All right, it's time for the official
It's
Nick Cage
amazing.
timeline. Seriously.
Oh man.
Oh my god, I'm into that. Let's do that.
There we go. But
We
no,
finally found one, Rick.
So Venom and Morbius and whatever they do after that is supposed to exist in its own bubble universe that exists along with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but not in the MCU.
larger- Fuck off.
In a way where
guys.
the Spider-Man that exists in both in the same way, same character, but it's not. And it's like you guys are making this
Can we just opt
so
out?
much more complicated.
That's really annoying.
So
Unsubscribe.
from what I've heard,
Yeah.
Tom Holland may be making a cameo in the movie, but not as Spider-Man, but as Peter Parker. I don't know.
all
I don't
right.
know.
That's dumb still. I decided that's dumb still.
I don't know.
I agree.
Morbius also makes me think of Cheetah Man. That's Morbus, Dr. Morbus. Cheetah Man is a really... It's
Like Cheeto Man, like the
Nope.
cat who sells Cheetos to little
I
kids?
mean, the cat, yes, but not the snack, no.
Oh,
Cheetah.
Okay. Chester Cheeto.
If the three of us suddenly had cheetah spots and fur, but were shaped like people, that's the Cheetah Man.
You guys remember Dunkaroos?
Yeah, they're bad.
No, I want them. I
No,
want them real bad.
when's the last time you ate Well, you probably fucking had them like yesterday, so it's not a fair question. But my theory still stands. Dunkaroos do not hold up.
Well, actually, new Dunkaroos definitely don't hold up because they got rid of all of their good cracker shit, and they got
Yeah.
rid of now it's just like
Is it just frosting that you like Winnie the
no,
Pooh out of
it's
the
like
thing?
that's what I usually end up doing anyway.
Buy frosting then,
No,
you idiots.
the frosting lump, the frosting tumor is still there, full of frosting, same old shit. But now instead of a bunch of little crackers that are useless except for the D-coins that were the best because you just go blow and like take
Yeah.
everything out.
Yeah.
Instead, it's a bunch of like fucking tea cracker cookies, the little rectangular shits. It's like you get 3 of those and that's what you get. Or
No,
2.
It needs little graham cracker cookies. That's the
More
that's
like
the
Dunker booze.
Yeah. I'm going to be impressed if Sony manages to ruin 3 Spider-Man franchises without actually having Spider-Man in the 3rd one.
Yeah. It's just dumb. Either make it in the universe or not in the universe, but don't fucking half do it. Like, they're asking a lot of us as consumers to even bother to try and keep that straight. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just kind of like that. Fuck you.
So what do you guys think about the Disney-Fox merger?
How is it not like an antitrust issue? They're gonna own fucking everything.
If we're gonna,
it's 40%.
To 40% to
entire what?
to graze
market share. I don't know.
Briefly,
business term.
Yep.
We're gonna graze very briefly into territory we usually don't on the channel.
Interesting. This will be good.
But there's no way to have this conversation without at least acknowledging it. Disney and Fox is only happening because certain people in a position to say it shouldn't happen want it to happen.
Interesting.
Yeah.
In the same reason that say the FCC is allowed to be a pile of gigantic cunts.
Yep. Rick,
the
D-pad is not a place for your politics.
I know.
Take your lefty bullshit downstairs.
I told you that someone really reamed me out
On
about
Twitter.
a year or so ago.
Yeah.
Not on Twitter. In our not in a video comment, but you can make a comment to a channel. They got super mad, unsubscribed, and then someone that me personally, not the channel, but me, I wound up having a beef with them.
Correct, Biscuit.
Wound up making a bunch of really fucking weird inflammatory tweets and all that stuff, and then made a video about a bunch of other people doing this stuff and included me / the channel in it, and then that person that unsubscribed from us then joined in on that other person's video and was like, yeah, what a bunch of hyper lefty whatever things. Whoa.
I mean, not to be a dick, but you shield the D-pad sort of from
the
this.
channel.
You
the YouTube
are
channel.
hyper lefty.
I'm quite far. I wouldn't say I'm
quite
I'm
far
not all the way
on
on the side, but there's definitely some stuff
hyper
It is
lefty
because
would
no
say.
one's gonna say yes. I am an extremist. No one says that. So if you're
I'm
willing
also
to say, I'm
open-
quite far on the spectrum.
I'm
on
also-
this side. Well, not.
I
the
think
spectrum.
part of
spectrum.
when someone says someone's radical left, the implication to me when I hear that is that they're not willing to discuss
Right, exactly.
anything.
That's why I wouldn't call you a radical or a total extremist.
Sure.
Because you'll
I-
have a
I lean
conversation
left
with someone
easily, for sure.
Yeah.
Pretty
you're
far.
Far left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You're as
the
far
way
left
that
as you can be while still being a rational, intelligent person.
the
I think.
suggestions that were being made by that person and then that other channel owner, I'm not going to name, was implied that I was stifling everyone else on the channel's political views.
I mean, that's true. You don't let me talk about my fucking crazy political bullshit
you
and
won't let
conspiracy theories.
You know what, Rick? You never let me agree with you in politics.
I know.
That's true, yeah. I'll even say things that totally agree with you, and you're like, you can't say that on the channel.
That's the thing. I try to avoid it. I try to avoid it completely because,
Yeah.
it just gets people upset, and that's
Except
not what we're
for,
here
I guess,
for.
right now, and also your entire social media presence hard.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Oh, sure. That's a bit
Half
more
of
of
which
a...
have D-pad in the...
It's true, it's true. Twitter and YouTube. But yes, no, I understand. I hear you. I do.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm also over it. It doesn't bother me anymore.
the suggestion was that people on the D-pad may have right-leaning views, but because of me personally, they're nervous to acknowledge it. And I'm just I had responded to a bunch of other things in that comment. And was trust me, pretty much the whole team is on the same team to varying degrees, but nobody's afraid of speaking out because I'm gonna be you monster,
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna cut my mic if I.
No,
Right.
I'll try to shut down religion and politics, the two ones where
Speak
just
of
because
Republican view.
people get upset. I just don't want to.
I love talking about the mythology of religion.
mythology,
Which,
yeah.
but the lines are blurry.
Yeah,
you know?
well, I mean, mythology has a more pastoral, historical kind of value versus modern religion. You start getting into
right, the rules.
sure, yeah, exactly.
Which pope is most magic?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, actually, admittedly,
I
one
like
of the most
this guy's new hat.
one of the most
Great.
one of the most
Solid,
intriguing
solid.
periods of time was when there were 3 popes simultaneously.
Yeah.
That was fun. They all excommunicated each other, which must have made Catholics at the time go, "I don't,
God,
what do I do?
who's my wizard?
Which one of you is God
Who's got the
talking to
bigger
again?
hat? Where's the biggest hat?"
And
That's
for the
one.
record, we all mostly do have similar views to Rick. I am pretty far left, but I also hate anything that's politically correct. Or not that I don't hate things that are politically correct. I hate mandatory enforced political correctness that's past the point of reason.
When you get so extreme to one, I mean either side, I suppose, really. But if you get so far to one side that you don't want to have discussion on something, where that kind of happens with over politically correct things. It's we can't even talk about this because someone will get hurt.
Yeah.
That
do you
doesn't
know?
do anyone's.
Do you know how
that doesn't do anyone any good if you can't talk about
of course.
if you can't have a conversation.
And also, I'm just tired of the fact that 99.99999% people who I hear talking about politically correct things are pretty basic white people. You know what I mean? I don't mean basic in the Instagram sense, but I mean basic. Just they're white people. They have money.
Yeah.
They're not gay. they're you know what I mean, they're like standard issue white people, and they're like, how dare you say that?
Cis hetero white male.
Yeah, exactly.
Middle class.
Cis hetero white
whatever.
female also. I mean, there's a lot of people in the politically correct game. White males and white females.
Yes. They both exist.
They are both things.
Yeah.
There are things in between.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, come at me, bros. I'm sure you guys probably
that's the closest that I've had to any sort of like a YouTube drama level thing.
Yeah. I do remember that, and I was just like, oh, those people are fucking idiots trying to bait you to get some. Because they have nothing better going on in their worthless tiny lives.
They actually have something.
I blocked them. I blocked them like the day that it happened. You know, I wound up blocking them, and it was like chocolate milk is still one of my favorite
adorable
ones.
story, and suddenly I'm a racist.
That was almost 5 years ago at this point. That's the crazy part.
When I was in preschool, it was like 6.
Yeah, no, that's not what I meant. But yeah,
I know
that was like September 2013.
Yeah, I told that story. I mean, I tell that story every 3 days.
It's
so
a great story. It's wholesome.
It is wholesome. And that's actually, you know what? That's a great barometer, because some people actually do get offended by that story.
That doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
Why would you be offended?
Right.
By a child who has a
and
friend.
that's when the political correctness, I think, goes too far.
Yeah.
When like you can't even acknowledge that there's any difference,
right?
Or like in the, you know, I don't know. Don't get me.
That's
started.
one of the good things I really like about Stephen Colbert.
We're jumping down the whole head first right now.
That's one of the things I loved about Stephen Colbert was like the satirization of some of that stuff. Where it's like I don't even see color. Like literally, I don't know what that is, and it's just. And
my mom said that to me once, not meaning like not in jest, and I was just like,
oh God.
Like you literally do.
You definitely do, Mom. I know for a fact that you very much do.
Oh no.
No, she's fine. But it's just
she's a product of her time.
It's not even that. She dated a black guy once.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
so like I know you can't say that. You just can't. It made me.
Are you blind?
I know you know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Anyway,
yeah, I don't know. We're having a couple like levels of tangent there.
Yeah, it was fun though.
Yeah, it was pretty
Anything we need to touch on that we didn't?
My dick. Boop. Thank you. Let's see.
Any questions as we're trying?
Yeah,
to
what do
wrap
you
up?
guys? Okay, what do you guys want out of us? What are we doing or not doing that you wish was different?
Now we stare silently for 45 seconds till people decide, until people see it, and then type something in.
Is anyone excited for anything at all anymore? No.
I'm not talking about us.
Mega Man 11.
I'm talking about that.
Is in October. That's exciting.
I'm excited about that.
Pokemon Let's Go in November. That's gonna be exciting.
Good. Yep.
Smash Brothers Ultimate in December. We got some good fucking games coming out to close out the year. I'm excited about that.
Let's get all the games off the
Death
table.
Stranding is coming out next year, and that's supposed to be the one like. It's essentially, you know, everybody that got blue balls from Silent Hills is gonna fucking jizz for a year and a half over Death Stranding.
I didn't realize it was that big a deal. Huh?
Yes.
Is there a new Metroid game, or are you just saying
Metroid Prime 4? Yes.
Okay.
My
Can
guess
we
on
just
that
play,
is next like summer probably, but
we just play Metroidvania games and not ever play Metroid itself.
Metroid Prime, those are good games.
I played Metroid Prime. I like that a lot. The first one only.
Can we just play like one Metroid game?
We did play one Metroid game twice for about an hour the first time and a half hour the second.
Great. Can we do that?
Are you trying to say let's not play the Bounty Hunter Let's Play?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's not do the Mother Let's Brain. Let's not do it.
Damn,
that's a good name. Damn it.
Yeah. The only thing that I was even contemplating as a possibility was trying to do the Prime series to build up to it, because there was.
Oh, if anything, I'd rather do the 2D ones. Interesting.
No, I mean, well, because Prime 4 is presumably
going
to be like the first three, and I thought
really
they were
don't like first-person shooters. Although Metroid Prime, I did kind of like.
Metroid Prime feels good. It does feel good.
It has a ton of like lock-on things, doesn't it?
It has lock-on stuff.
Yeah.
The platforming actually feels surprisingly smooth for a first-person shooter, which is a rare feat in that genre. Because most platforming is horrendous in first-person shooter. I've only played Prime 1 and I loved it. So
I've been doing like Ben catches up on the classic games that he never had as a child. So Super Metroid kind of fits that bill.
That's true. Totally. We were joking about possibly doing Secret of Mana at some point too.
Yeah,
I love that. It's like Chrono Trigger Beta.
Kinda, yeah. It really is.
I feel like if we ever did Super Metroid, it would be part of the Ben Gets a Childhood Let's Play.
The unofficial.
Cool.
Oh God. We got Mario RPG. We got Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
Potentially Secret of Mana. Potentially Super Metroid.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Maybe Earthbound at some point.
I wouldn't say we should do that as any hard and fast rule.
Oh,
or
no,
You also got to
no,
remember, these are all very long games.
Yeah.
Yes,
Maybe
that's the
we
big.
stream
That's the
them
big thing.
sporadically. Maybe we,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, sure.
I think we need to. My personal opinion is we need to open up those space on the channel a little bit so we can have more like pick up and play fun games, or like more fun multiplayer stuff, or more like what's new on the Switch. Let's play that. That's what my desire would be.
Is Secret of
What's the sequel to Secret of Mana?
There's
is
a
it
bunch. There is
Isn't Suikoden what a Secret
No.
of Mana is? No. What is it? There's a
so there was Legend of Mana. So you're thinking Saga?
Secret-
No.
no. Because Secret of
Saga
Mana,
Frontier?
Secret of Mana is a sequel. It's in Japan. It's something 2, but I can never remember what.
Seiken
Seiken
Densetsu.
Seiken Densetsu. Thank you. Not Suikoden.
Yeah.
So yeah, Seiken Densetsu 3, which I think
Sequel of Mana.
sequel of Mana. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
want to
it.
say that didn't get released for the longest time, and then it got like a
Oh,
DS
Seiken Densetsu
remake or
3
something.
was never localized.
It was never
Was
localized,
it?
but there
Oh.
was an English patched ROM going around in the 90s.
I thought that like something of Mana did get released on the DS or something.
Yeah, there was tons.
Finally
There's a bunch. They made a bunch
no, but I mean,
more.
like I thought it was 3 that got.
The Seiken Densetsu 3
Oh, maybe. Oh, I don't know.
Okay,
Legend of Mana was beautiful.
I'll say I
It
was
didn't-
close with Suikoden.
Which
It's-
one is Legend of Mana?
It was like the
It was a Game Boy
watercolory
game,
one
wasn't
for
it?
the PlayStation.
Oh,
It looked really good. I don't know
thinking
if the
Final Fantasy
gameplay
Legend.
Is that
matched.
the one where you like drop the cities on the map in
Yeah.
certain places? Yeah. I
ooh,
fucking
that's some like
loved,
ActRaiser shit.
I loved that game, but I could not figure out how to progress after placing. It was like I don't know 5 things, and then I couldn't unlock anything else. I didn't
Seems
understand
right.
what I was doing wrong.
Yeah, but it was beautiful though.
Yeah,
right?
it was great.
Oh,
It was super
sorry.
fun to play.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of. Heroes of Mana. DS
Yeah,
game takes
okay.
place in the same universe as 3, but it's an RTS and not an RPG. Got
Oh,
it.
bummer.
Okay.
Okay. You know
That's
what game
super
we all love
frustrating.
and have never played on the channel? Final Fantasy Tactics.
That's a long game though.
You know,
Yeah, but that's a good streaming game.
You know what's
Yeah.
not a good game? Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions for iOS.
Oh, God, yeah.
My God, it's like the least playable game I've played since Mega Man X for iOS, which is almost entirely unplayable.
War of the Lions for PSP though. Is
Yeah,
pretty good.
I've heard that is the shit.
The only problem I have with it is I think it takes longer to unlock some of the jobs, which is kind of annoying.
Some of those take forever already.
Huh,
yeah.
Final Fantasy VI. I don't know if I've heard of that game. Huh.
Oh man, those were
Final
Oh.
Fantasy 6.
If anything, like that would be
was
one.
There was never a Final Fantasy 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
It was
Final Fantasy 3.
Yeah, there was Final Fantasy 3, and then they skipped a bunch of numbers, and we got Final Fantasy 7.
Well, they just got bored with the numbers, so they were
'cause
like,
you're
"Let's do a
counting.
bigger number."
No, they made 4 shitty ones in the meantime, and then released 7. They just didn't release those.
Except the base game has animations play at half speed for no reason.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
That's incredibly stupid.
Actually, I think
Like swords, like instead of going like, whoo, shing, rah, it'd be like, shing.
Probably gonna say-
rah.
I think so.
Couldn't the PSTV
Yeah.
play Vita
But,
games or something?
Well, I
or
was
PSP
replaying.
games?
I was replaying Tactics fairly recently, and by fairly recently, I mean the past couple of years.
Yeah.
And I played on a PlayStation emulator and ran everything on like 1.5 speed because I was just like, I know what I'm doing.
Do you ever get a
Yeah.
work email at 10 p.m. and then just feel guilty for ever doing anything that's not work?
No, I don't look at my email outside of work
Yeah, I
hours.
specifically tried to avoid my work email a lot of nights. Granted, I also was in charge of like 3 different
Final
websites.
Fantasy 5 for Job Fiesta for charity.
I didn't hear about it from you guys until literally the day before it started, so I did not have a chance to get in on it.
That was the thing where like randomizes or like forces or
So
limits
there's-
the jobs or something?
So what you do is you go on the
Upgrade
website and on the website that is designated for this, it'll randomize the 4 jobs that you're allowed to take, and you have to have your people have that combination of jobs at all
In there
point during the
somewhere.
game. Yeah, it's like a progression of the 4. So you have
Yeah.
so first chunk you have to have this job. Second chunk either one can be either job, and then 3 and then 4.
Mhm.
So
I would try that. I played a lot of Final Fantasy 5.
I did
Oh,
not. I
that
played it
game
once in
It was
in
okay.
I love that game.
Like, in like
It's the
2007.
job system's obviously really good.
Yeah.
But everything else about it's like a low budge Final Fantasy.
But I love the
Yeah,
job
I do
system
like it
so
though.
I mean,
much.
Well, I almost appreciate. Think of like
If the amount of work that went into Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, 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 Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy Mystic Quest were put into the same game, it would have been a much more solid experience. But instead, we got like a good job system and an game and an game with like total garbage all around.
Right.
Mystic Quest really blows. If you've never played it, it's like the most pointless game.
The
Final
Game
Fantasy
Boy one?
No, it was the
that's
Super
Final
Nintendo
Fantasy Legends
one that was made for Americans.
Yeah.
Because it sucked.
It's one where you have a world map like Mario 3. You walk around to a thing. Some of them are like, compete in this tournament. You just do 10 battles in a row. You have 2 characters, your person, and occasionally a person you travel with for a little while, and then you get a new one.
It's really dumb.
Yeah, it's super dumb. It's really dumb.
Final Fantasy V was kind of like the Army of Darkness of the Final Fantasy games. And then like Mystic Quest was like, I don't know, what's the worst zombie movie? It's that. Do you guys want us to play Magic the Gathering on camera for the channel?
I'll do it.
Can we just play Magic the Gathering?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
I gotta get us some more cameras so we can have like a pretty neat.
We have like 100 cameras now.
But
we have 2 T3Is, a 70D, an old T2I.
The 70D is the only one that'll record for more than 10 minutes at a time.
Yeah, that's real annoying. I wish I had never bought those 2 cameras.
Why do you ever get cameras that only record?
We thought that they were the one that would go past, but it was literally the next one up.
They were like 300 on eBay, which was a good deal. They're still good cameras, but that's an annoying.
When's it'll do? At some point. I haven't forgotten. It is. I have a couple ideas for when to make it happen, but I don't want to say any more about that right now.
Can't we just play good games?
It'll do is a good game.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. It'll do +2, whatever the hell they called the second one.
It'll do +2.
Which is on the Switch.
Oodly.
I would love to try doing oh god, what the hell is it called? The one where you play as a little bald child and it's all the Binding of Isaac. Yep.
I have it, I think. I think I bought it. Never played it.
I need to play that at some point.
Which is what I do with every game, apparently, except 20XX.
What I was going to say like an hour ago was I think I want to rig the next non-Kingdom Hearts poll to be just rhythm games and throw up on there Rhythm Tengoku. It's the precursor to the Rhythm Heaven series that was in Japan, so Game Boy Advance. Guitar Hero or Rock Band / Clone Hero, and Os Tatekai Oendan on the DS.
But what if we stream Rock Band instead, and that's more fun?
I mean, we can do that at some point, sure.
Also,
I also have to get Rock Band 4. I've been putting that off for a year or so now.
Did they ever make a home version of the Taiko drum games, the cute little drums?
Yeah, Taiko Drum Master.
Can we do that? Can you put that on the poll?
If I can find one on Amazon. Yeah, you got to buy the things. It's like for PlayStation 2.
Yeah, buy it.
oh, okay, yeah. Let me just.
You got that sweet Patreon money.
Yeah. Oh boy. At some point we could try the Donkey Konga is also another one that would be pretty cool to check out for those.
In my brain, the Taiko drum one's way more fun. Just
a Taiko game is coming up for Switch.
Oh shit!
Yes.
Damn. All right.
That's fun.
Yeah, at some point I want to buy Rock Band 4 like with the whole bundle. I'm putting it off because it's like $300.
Yeah, it's a fucking console.
Fucking insane.
Yeah.
But that's the game that's $60. The guitars are like $60 to $80 a piece, and there's 2 of them. The drum set is also like, I get why it is that altogether, but like, fuck, man.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So at some point in August, maybe I'll get a hold of that or something. But I did order a guitar because of Nanocarp's charts that they made for me to try out. I mean,
that's pretty cool.
Ironically, the same day that got mentioned, I looked it up, and it wound up being the 11th anniversary of a video that I put up on my personal channel that I haven't used in like 10 years, but of me playing Play With Me by Extreme on Guitar Hero 3. And I was recording myself because I was like, Arg, this song is so fucking hard and I can't beat it. I need to show someone how hard this is. And then I beat it. It was the first time I beat it. So the video ends with me going, holy shit, and then that's the end of the video.
Can you just put that on the D-pad?
I mean, I could download it and re-upload it, sure.
Yeah, why not?
I may as well.
Nobody's going to go find your 10-year-old channel.
YouTube is going to copyright flag my video from me.
Let them fucking try. I'm so fed up with the copyright bullshit.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Oh, man.
I gotta wrap it up.
Yeah, I think if there's anything else that you guys want us to talk about before we go, I think this is the time. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that we
Say your
had.
part. I bet. Beat Ozma
fucking sucks balls, and he is a ball. Fuck Ozma.
Is he the final boss or a bonus boss?
He's the super boss.
Okay.
I really played.
He's just annoying.
That didn't answer my question. Is he the final? Like, do you have to?
A super boss means that he's an optional post-game boss.
Is that a real term?
Yeah.
That's fun. So he's like the
Final
Emerald
Fantasy
Weapon.
X has a shit fucking load of them. I think Nemesis is the last one, and it's like
from Resident Evil. I love that one.
Oh yeah. No, it's like oh, most bosses have like tens of thousands of hit points. This one has millions of hit points.
Yeah. Ooh, fun.
In Final Fantasy 12, there's a couple where their bars are so long that they literally go.
Christ.
They specifically make it.
I beat Yazmat in Final Fantasy 12, and it took me.
It's like a whole day.
Literally, like, well, the actual fight,
yeah,
was like an hour and 20 minutes.
Okay.
Of just the actual fight,
I
didn't beat it my first time.
I could have sworn that there was one in 12 that was literally like their bar was so long that it went off the screen because they didn't limit it. And
I think it's just like
one line.
Health bars, if
I might be thinking of a different one then. Maybe I'm thinking of one in 13, but there's one that took like 12 hours to beat, and you had to be like
cool
top
developers.
Of your game shit. I don't know. I can't even charge myself. I just collected them. Oh, okay. I thought that you had made them, but either way, still, I want to check those out. I was thinking called video games. Yeah, they're all right.
It's your last chance for your parting words. We're getting sleepy.
You mean like the Clue
Benny
board?
Bye's got to go to Benny Bye.
You mean like the card game Clue that you played with a VHS tape, like that video game?
Boop.
I think we should probably call it right about there.
That.
This week is going to be a little spotty on
Gotta catch 'em
videos,
all.
admittedly, because we didn't record much this weekend, so we're trying to like frantically get more stuff done. But
thanks, Ben.
Ben
just kissed my boo boo.
Pokemon. Oh, why don't we say a quick thing about Pokemon?
Gotta catch 'em all.
Pokemon Sun postgame will happen at some point. We're not in a huge rush for it, but it'll happen at some point.
Strong stance by Rick.
Pokemon Yellow for streaming will also happen at some point, fairly soonish. Pokemon Ultra Sun might be dead. I might just start doing that on stream myself at some point too. So I don't know.
Just let it go. There's better stuff to stream.
I was the one who pushed for us to do the game because I wanted to see the new shit they had. I wanted to see what Team Rainbow Rocket was all about. And we never got there, so...
Was that the one that I was playing?
Yes,
yeah.
That was the one where you and Lizzie were splitting gameplay duties on.
That's never gonna happen. Let's be honest. Right?
No. Yeah.
So maybe at some point that'll be a streaming thing or something, because I want to see where that game goes. I know that it's not like anything amazing, but it'd be nice to kind of get an idea of... I don't even think it'll be Nuzlocke.
The story part of it and all that shit.
I don't think at this point I don't think Nuzlocking is... I mean, it wasn't Nuzlocke to start with, so... You know.
And I think... We're excited about Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon and all
Yes.
this shit and stuff and guys and
Oh, man.
When does Let's Go Pokemon come out?
November. Sometime in November.
For my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Gonna play me some Pokemon.
All right.
We're gonna catch 'em all, Rick.
I think that's probably it.
Rick.
And we'll see you guys next time. Sometime at the end of August we'll have our next one of these. That one might be an everybody video, but
because it was here.
Oh, the giant wrench. Yeah, that was also part of the video. I put out a tweet that was like throwback to that time 5 years ago where we killed Ian shortly before starting the legendary Let's Play.
Oh, wow. Are those on the channel too? That's fun.
No, those are off on the 2-Bit Pictures channel. I got to recollect those and put them up at some point. But that wrench is one of the murder weapons from that short film we made. So
nice.
But yeah, that's it. We'll see you guys in August. Hope you guys enjoy Resident Evil when that gets started, and we'll see you later.